And welcome to the 700 Club. Today, America honors a tradition dating back to George Washington, the public swearing in of the president. But as Jennifer Wishon tells us, he's already started his second term.
According to the Constitution, the president's first term ended Sunday at noon. Minutes before it expired, Barack Obama took the oath of office for a second historic term.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear.
I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear.
That I will faithfully execute.
That I will faithfully execute.
The office of President of the United States.
The office of President of the United States.
Standing before family in the Blue Room of the White House, the president placed his hand on a Bible used by Mrs. Obama's family. The event lasted less than a minute.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Justice. Thank you so much.
The vice president was also sworn in at the Naval Observatory. Earlier in the day, the men laid a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknowns at Arlington National Cemetery. From there, the president stopped at the historic Metropolitan African Methodist Episcopal Church in Washington to celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The reverend of the church used the same theme of the president's re-election campaign, Forward. He prayed for God to prepare the president for battle, because sometimes, he said, enemies insist on doing it the hard way. The entire inaugural weekend focused on Dr. King, leading up to his National Day of Remembrance today. At his public swearing-in ceremony here at the Capitol, the president is using a Bible used by Dr. King, as well as the one used by President Lincoln during his first inauguration. Saturday, the First family took part in a day of community service to honor King's legacy, helping spruce up an elementary school by staining a bookshelf.
Everybody here, adults to children, understand the importance of giving back.
Americans across the nation joined in. On the National Mall, people made more than 1,000 cards for members of the armed forces and children with terminal illnesses. Gospel singer Yolanda Adams performed. She says her parents taught her the importance of giving back.
You're supposed to bless people who are unfortunate, who don't have what you have. And then in turn, what God does, he sees your faithfulness, and then he blesses you again to give more.
Others prayed for the nation and the president.
In the name of Jesus, not anybody else, but in the name of Jesus, Father God, to uplift.
For President Obama's first inauguration, 2 million people filled the National Mall. Today, about 800,000 are expected. They'll watch as their commander-in-chief lays out his goals for his second term, but don't expect too many specifics. He'll save those for his State of the Union address to be delivered next month. Jennifer Wishon, CBN News, Capitol Hill.
Thanks, Jennifer. 7 musical acts are featured on the inaugural program, and 2 are from the evangelical community. The first to perform is the Lee University Festival Choir from Cleveland, Tennessee. It includes around 200 singers. Later, the Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir from New York, nearly 300 strong, and they've won 6 Grammys. Well, even before it began, the president was involved in the first major political battle of his second term, new gun control laws. Polls show public support for some of his ideas, but he's also running into opposition in Congress and across the country. Here's Charlene Israel.
Over the weekend, Americans in 49 states participated in Guns Across America rallies. Protesters waving "Don't Tread on Me" flags and vowing to fight for their Second Amendment rights.
You know, the Second Amendment protects the First and all the others.
You tell Americans they can't have something, they're going to go out and get it.
Gun control wasn't even on President Obama's second-term agenda until the Sandy Hook Elementary School massacre. Now the president says it's his mission to protect America's children, and that's why he's pushing his new gun control package.
I'll do everything in my power to make them a reality. Because while we may not be able to prevent every senseless act of violence in this country, if there's even one thing that we can do to reduce it, if even one life can be saved, we've got an obligation to try.
But gun advocates say the president's plan is not the way to prevent gun violence.
This is not designed to actually solve the problem of violent crime. This is designed to assuage liberal partisans.
I'm not John Wayne. I'm not Clint Eastwood. I'm not Dirty Harry. I'm not a cop. But I have the ability and capability of protecting the innocent. And I believe I have the right and the obligation to do that.
The White House is working to engage the American people in the gun control debate.
He's going to seek common ground. He's going to find every way he can to compromise. But he's going to be pretty clear, and we're also going to bring the American people more into the debate than we did in the first term.
The president is urging Americans to pressure a Republican-controlled Congress that is holding strong against his gun control package. Charlene Israel, CBN News.
And those are today's top stories from CBN News.